So what we're gonna do is alright, so what we're gonna do is very simple. Take me down, somewhere down there. Oh, we can go right here. I ain't really using that RSI. So we're going to go back in time. We're gonna use the replay feature, and we're gonna test out a strategy. We're gonna stay on the 15-minute time frame, and we'll go with this then. Alright, don't know what's going on here, but we're about to see. I had to make sure I buy me a mouse, cause I'm about tired of all this hand motion. Alright, so let's see. It don't really matter what's going on there. So looks like we have, and go right there and tap into this. This is called a gap. So when you have basically, sometimes it happens at the end of days, and when it start back up, it be in a new space. Sometimes prices move so quick that it will cause a gap because of the drop if it goes down. So we're gonna, so you had that, and that's what price is now. Um, that's cool. It might be on its way back down. Let's see what the last breaker structure was. Okay. Got a high, low. This took that out. So I'm gonna say this is your last breaker structure, which would make boy, I need some glasses. So it'll make this your zone. Okay. So okay, it broke that. Now the question is, what is the last? How they broke the low? Could go with it. I think it's definitely. We just gonna go right there. All right. I just wanted to point that gap out. I'm through with it. It might have to use it, might not. So basics. The basics is, so the first thing that I want to point out is that this line is called a EMA, which is it's the average of the last however many periods you set for that time frame. So this is basically the average of the last 215-minute sessions. So every 15 minutes
The love of your life texting you, Maine.
Is one of the 200. Yeah. So we basically use this for trend. It's like a very strong part of support or resistance, which I'm gonna have something going more in depth with all of that, but you kind of don't need it, I guess. I mean, you need to know it, but once you figure certain things out, it's kind of, it is what it is. Um, so this is me on the 15, looking to see if we can get into a play. Oh, let's see. Where is? Oh, it's down here. Okay, so I'm still in the way. Why can't I move this so I can? Hold on. Let me rearrange a couple. Let's move you here, or maybe even there, and then I'm gonna slide. Alright, now we're gonna press play and see what happens. Let's see. I'm gonna try to go a little quicker. Alright, let's go. So price may continue up. Um, we're looking for it to come down. Now, now it has come down. Oh shit, that was quick. All right. So what we looking for? We're looking for price to come back into that 50%. The yellow line marks the 50%. Usually we'll like actually enter there. Um, truthfully, I think that we can like be more granted with more detail as far as our entry, but I'm not doing it right now. So basically, uh, this here did not break. Like this is probably the last. Because I really think this because you didn't get a break of structure here, so that's not really a high, in my opinion. But can be. So this ends up coming broke something. So now we're underneath the 200 MA. We was looking for a bullish move, and in order for us to get the confirmation, we need that EMA to be underneath. So if we want a bullish play, that means if we want to put in a call or we want it to go up, then we want the EMA to be underneath price. So we're just gonna press play again and see where we go. All right, so it's not. It's hold on. It's tripping hard. All right, so we have some technical difficulties. Now, it seems like price is steady going down, but it's not actually. Oh, Lord. Oh, okay. So we just seen a gap in real time. That's crazy. That's crazy. Damn. Damn. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. Let me look a little bit. Let's see. So it took out all of this. Now we can look at this as like support, but we just gotta press play. And I just wanna emphasize that anything can happen in the market. Like all it really takes is Donald Trump sending a tweet, and so we just try to follow our plan. That's all we can do, and just stick to the plan. We need to be dedicated to the plan and not the results of the plan, which easier said than done. But let's press play. At this point, I'm bare for sure. All right. Um, it's getting into the gap. I like to look at this whole thing as a red candle at this point. So I would actually make this a zone, but it's still gonna do the same. Like it's not gonna really respect that 200, but let's press play and see what happens. Gapped again. It's close to that 50. Now it's interacting with the 200. Drop below the 200. Now I ain't gonna lie, it kind of looks a little intriguing, but not enough for me. I think it's gonna potentially keep going down. Okay, now we done crossed the 50. Let's see what happens. You still above. So truthfully, this, cause we need to see some action. So at I guess a high, a lower high, break over low coming up, and then broke this high. So I would put I do mine a little different, but I mean, tap into here because this zone is like huge. But let's see. I really need like, I mean, hold on. I like that. I ain't gonna lie. Now we go here, go there. That's a tap in at 50%. All right, we're gonna take this as an entry. You had a breaker structure up going up. We have tapped in. I need a better candlestick than that. So if I have a wick, we good to go. If not, then we gonna keep going. All right, no wick. It's steady going down. All right. I would take that. I would take this. Let's see. Edit. It's it right here. I think no, it's this one. So we'll say we enter at the 50, and we're gonna have our stop here. Um, I don't know if it's gonna be able to break that zone, but we're gonna target that liquidity. That right there is a 2-to-1. Usually when I trade, I like to do 1-to-1s. This is absolutely a risk, but we got two things working for us. We are in a zone by that has a 200 MA as support. It's riding up. Right now it's more neutral than it was, but I think he's gonna keep going. But we about to see. Ooh. Yes, sir. So that worked out for us. That would have been a win. Um, so two things that we focused on. We hit 50% of the zone. Also, the EMA was used it as support, and it was cool. So we ended up breaking structure to the top. Now, as far as zones go, I would like for you to kind of look into it for yourself because that's what it's gonna take, some self analysis. But that was pretty much a quick and simple way to trade. This is supply and demand. You be using breaker structures. We want to mitigate that, meaning we go pull back into it. And if the EMA is now at the bottom for support, I'm not looking to get in. So I need those two things to go and get into a trade. So that would have been a successful trade right there. All right. Now, uh, let's pre let's keep pressing play and let's see what happens from here. All right, we steady going up. All right, now I would be waiting for something like price to get closer to the 200 EMA. Don't have to, but I'm really missing plays, kind of. So you had this high, that low. Not really broke it. That broke it though. So let's just say you wanted to use this as a zone, that low. Yeah, I think so. Took out that right there. So if it comes back into this zone, we'll look at it. All right. So sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that tap would be enough. We would like for it to penetrate more into the zone, but sometimes it dips and toe and go. Not to say this was gonna happen here, but oh shit, there you go. Alright, so we would have. That's damn close, but this I don't know. That's a nice wick. I probably would have entered. No lie, it would have to be in there though. I think that's a good trade. Let's see how far up it goes. Ooh. Alright. So now it's under the 200 EMA. And it may come into this zone again for a little bit more. We about to see. All right, let's see. How particular do I need to be? Kind of went back to like that gap area. Let's keep going. All right. I ain't gonna lie. Now we're looking bare. All right, so this broke that, and then kind of tap back in. We're gonna be on pause on this. You see how it tapped here as well though. Now it tapped, it ran up. Understand that this is 50% of this zone. So price will keep going and do what it's gonna do. Uh it did go up, but it's not. We need the EMA for confirmation. Right now, we're just gonna, cause I'm looking at a potential bearish setup. So we're going to create the zone, which is this high and that low. Now we have tapped in. I would like to, like if I'm aggressive, we might be going in, but you need a rejection candle, which is a wick. So we're gonna slow this down just a bit, and we're gonna just press play. Okay, that's a little baby wick. Nope. Now, if you want to enter, you could, but I wouldn't. Now it's pretty much consolidate. Oh boy. So it typically made if this I'm tripping. If this zone if this zone is valid, um what could happen is it'll come back down. So it broke down, came back up, and pretty much we're trying to refine it, and sometimes you can refine it too much. Like this right here is probably the zone that we should have been targeting, but that could have been, so we had that breaker structure. It came and supposedly came back in, and then it did not give us the candlestick confirmation that we would like. So we didn't take the trade or enter or nothing. Now it's back on top. All right, it came and conquered the gap. Let's see. Uh, it's still like not something that I would like to do. It probably gonna come up look like it tried to do a little double top. I can see that. Let's see. As I see, it's riding at 200 EMA. Okay, now let's come in contact with it. See what happens. I'm pretty much done with this zone, but if it does, that zone is done. It's over with. This is a part of trading. It's like fishing. Like that's the best way I can kind of best analogy. It's like you got your, you know what I'm saying, bait in the water, and right now you chilling, you just waiting for the bite. This is how me as a trader, I missed out on a lot of trades because I'd be on my phone at this point. And now let's see, what did it hit? I don't think it got that 50, but it got very close. Um, let's keep going. Okay, it didn't come and get it. Man, this is crazy. All right, it's a lot of failed highs and lows here. I'm definitely gonna go back to trading futures. Um, I really miss it. I got so many things that I'm trying to get accomplished. I don't know. Might eat into it. All right, let's see what's going on with current price structure. All right, so right now you are trading within that low and this high. Um, so let's see. It's just not really picking a side. It's really consolidating right now. Now, could you potentially use any of these as an entry? Yeah, but I wouldn't. As you see, I haven't. Oh boy. All right. So we got some news and price ended up going down. All right. So let's look at it. That low, bro, nothing. It's still like super duper consolidated, but I'm not even lie to y'all. I get to a point where kind of get tired of waiting. Um, yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's really like not a zone that I would like to enter off of. So you had this drop that pretty much tapped into something here, which was the last, I guess, significant low, and you had this run up. So even though I guess that's still the zone. Yeah, the zone probably instead of it going there, it probably really extends out down since this started it, and if we just looking from this perspective, so you had a high, and then you had a low, and then you can like use that as like a bullish run up. You had this low, and then that was this highest point. So you can look at that a couple different ways. but we're saying that this would be a stronger zone, but you can like more than likely you could have got some in here, which is what happened. It tapped for sure, cause they kind of broke it, but it's more liquidity, and then came back. Um, Now it definitely tapped into this 50%, and we just want to see if I don't know if it's gonna continue up because it has come in contact with the 200 EMA. You're gonna need a lot of volume, and you got a rejection wick. So let's see. I think the one thing that we have to focus is just seeing how price moves and just seeing how price goes to our zones. Now the key is to understand which zones are targets, like profit targets, and which ones are basically entries. Because sometimes you might think it's an entry, but it's really a target. You know, it's the game. That's the game. So uh, let's see what I'm saying. F road, and then so this was actually be valid. Once it came over the top, I'll use that as an entry. So if we would have slowed this down, I probably end up doing it, but it still got this wick. So I would have definitely probably entered. So he came up, I would have entered here, and I more than likely got out there. I'm gonna be honest, but let's press play and see what happens. All right, all right. So it has come over, and yes, I did break a rule. It was not. We did not have EMA support. All right, we gotta have EMA support with the breaker structure. No trade. This is also showing that you can trade a lot of different ways and it can work just depending on the circumstances. But ooh, so that would have been one right there. Came back, but that's not a trade you really want to take. It's nothing that's really clean. Not that I would take. I'm very cautious at this point. I got a lot of battle wounds. So yeah. All right. So we still have that EMA on prices above the EMA. You had a structure break. Are we gonna call it that? All right. So let's look at a couple things. So we did make. Shit. All right. Came here. All right. Low. Came up to that high. Then we broke this low down, and now got this high. So that cleared all of that. So what ended up happening? This zone got respected, basically. This is a very large zone, but it was respected. So it went past the 50%, it didn't break, and then it caused another breaker structure. Um, this is your main. Now, once we break that, you can consider yourself bullish, but until then, we're probably more either bearish or neutral. Um, Now we're gonna try to refine our entry and see if we can get it. This is where it gets a little tricky. Alright. So it was this run up, but it was really this area right here that basically cause where we let's see, you had an up candle, down candle, then it ran up. So this is your like it's like your last down candle right here. So we'll start here and we'll go just that's not significant to me, but this is. So if price come back in, I'm not gonna lie. I know the EMA is probably not gonna be where it need to be, but let's just see if we get back there. All right, whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. So there is a certain type of price action that we might want. Candlestick pattern. I don't know pattern. Why be telling me how to say pattern? Pattern. Alright. So I'm thinking if price breaks that EMA, we might try to take a bullish entry. If not, then alright. It broke. I'm not finna lie. We've been sitting here a minute. And we about to go ahead and take this one. So we're gonna use Jesus. I guess we're gonna use that as a low. I don't like this is very sloppy. But let's see. What are we targeting? Um I ain't gonna lie, this is not we're just gonna go with it and see what happens. Um I'm just okay, we getting oh shit, we almost that's good enough for me. I ain't even gonna front, I ain't gonna lie. That's like a 1-on-1. Is it not? Almost 1.5. If I don't have enough context, I'm good. I'm good. Like if I feel like I'm lacking like I guess more support, I'll take this for sure. It broke up. It's pretty much retesting this area, and just because it came a little, and we can go one more, see what happens. We got a green candle, got bullish momentum. You let's see, it ran up. Lord have mercy. This is why. This is like why it's hard to trade because when your emotions get involved, but that's still a good 1-to-1. So what 1-to-1 mean to me, I had to break it down in a risk management way. But in order to be, I can't do the math on top of my head. But yeah, that was a pretty decent trade. So technically, we're 2-0. But one thing that we can like really point out and look at is how I didn't take a lot of trades. Take what you're comfortable with taking. You know what I'm saying? At some point, your eyes are gonna see a lot of different things, and then it's gonna be like, you know what? I liked it. So this is me trying to keep it simple, but I'm gonna say this. So you had something like this: a high, a low, high, a low. So you made a higher high, right? And you making higher lows, right? So you came and you broke. So that was actually like, let me see, like a little, we'll start here, go that way, and then we'll start here. So that was a breaking recess. It's kind of like I want to say like I want to say a symmetrical triangle. but not really. It's really bullish. It's more like a wedge or something, which probably won't go this way, but it ended up breaking it right there. Um, yeah. So my anticipation is that price is gonna come up and probably challenge this and potentially fall again. Let's see. Ooh. All right. Got a runner. So it came and pretty much took took that as liquidity. Now we have a new zone. Let me see what it's high at. Let me see. All right, so we broke here also, and crazy enough, my low is still where it's at. Let's let it play out. And we get some type of retracement. I'll look a little bit closer. I want my zone to be. It's too damn big. This is too fucking big. Like it's too big. Um, that also is not valid at all. Like this high did nothing. So truthfully, you'll go with more than likely what actually broke the zone. But I just, for safety purposes, just picked this one. But this right here was that last damn candle before it ran up. So if we get something back in, I wouldn't mind taking. I need to go back into the zone and then possibly. Oh, ah. All right, so it got in. It didn't go. It didn't hit the 50%. I'm gonna be honest. It don't have to hit the 50 all the time, but that's a strong rejection. You see that wick strong. So let me see. Let me hold on. So let me go back. If I see this, I'm excited. If I see that, I'm excited. The question becomes, where do you enter in it? You could come here. I mean, you can just enter as soon as it like break. Like you have. I'm looking at this as support, but it's just so wide. Like it's but that's what you want. That's the rejection. This is a breaker structure going up. You done tap back into the zone, and you got your EMA here. I just the entry I can't. I need an entry that I can feel comfortable with. I don't know if this low is the low that you know what I'm saying. This is the low. Where this is really the low, but you get in your Fibonacci game, and we could probably do something like this, since that's the high. So are we in the gold zone? Come on. All right, let me cut on because all right, we in that gold. So it's kind of crazy because this gold zone also says that this is this is a good trade. Now we'll go gold and we still use our same low, which would be this. We like 1-to-1s. So look like that 1-to-1 gonna be that 230. It is. Man, this is like, and we're gonna press play. All right, that's it. So that's another 1-to-1. I do feel like that was cheating a little bit, but realistically, if I had seen it in real time, I would have took. I would have got out right here, and that's kind of my problem right now, cause I'm so scarred that I would just take the quick hitter. And the problem is you're gonna have. So just say we want to manage the trade. Let's say we in it and we want to manage it, and we're gonna go candlestick by candlestick. And I'm not gonna lie to you, in this Donald Trump market, I ain't holding nothing. Yeah, I'm not holding anything. But let's just press play and see what happens. So usually you want a break of this. You want to at least get here. That's really the target. Um, this is definitely the target. That'll be about number one. So, but we're just gonna press play, see what happens. Now, if you get a break with okay, we rolls up, keep going. Now we have a new zone. So I'm gonna wait till it come. No, that we'll just move that there. We're gonna press play. So the new zone would be this low and that high. That's your new zone. So now you're just waiting for some type of price action play, but we're gonna just press play and see what happens. It might be the last one because I don't know how long this video is, but hopefully you kind of understand the concept. Haven't really day traded in a while. I've been just doing credit spreads. So somebody got a rule that price got to immediately come back down, but I ain't really feeling it. Price definitely made another zone, but I'm kind of good on it. All right, just tip the toe in. That's how you know the zone is what it is. So when we talking about support and resistance, this was a resistance, this was support, and this resistance got broken and then I'm turning into support. So that gets tested and that's what it reacted off of. We still have this EMA going live. I wouldn't trade it because your stop loss, like you don't know where you would put it. It would be too big. But let's go. So you have liquidity at the top. You got a break. Nice break of structure. All right. So the EMA is going past our 50%. And we have another break of structure. So we basically just passed on an entry. I see liquidity this way. I wouldn't even try it. So when we speak about zones, you got this low, you got this high point, came up. What happened? You got to tap at the 50% and then it ran up. So I did see it, but I was so focused on this zone, and it's like now the EMA has went past this zone, so I ain't gonna say it's invalid, but I'm not really looking for it anymore. But if price ends up going back down, we'll check it out. I would like to see just that interaction. because I'm like 3-0 right now, and and you'll be. This is like practice, so you gotta get into the habit of this is called back testing, but this is when you like go into the gym, empty gym, and you just shoot, but you're doing like live game reps, like all the movements. It's like somebody's really on you. You know what I'm saying? You might run around, throw the ball, act like you're going through a screen, shoot that three. You know what I'm saying? All right. Um, got a tap there. I see an ace pattern forming. It didn't take it. That was a good entry. Tough, tough entry. That was fire. That was fire, boy. That was fire. I ain't gonna eat that, man. Y'all gonna make me start that day trade, man. This is simple. About as simple as it gets. We focus on the 200 EMA and we focus on breaker structures. There's a lot of other ways and other things that we could be focusing on right now, but there's just that on there for us. I just want to see what this. All right, hold on. Whoa. Okay, as you see, it. I just like when I'm like really pointing. I'm really quarterbacking this shit. But it put his toe in, like regardless of the EMA, it put his toe in and it reacted. I love when my zones react. You know what I'm saying? I feel good about it. So that zone end up reacting. I just keep going. That's not saying that it's gonna continue to break structure. That 200 EMA is on top, so it have a little resistance. But let's see, it might just blow past it. But I don't see a trade. Okay, reaction. It's battling with it. It's fighting. We got a rejection right here. Now it's making a lot of look. It's making a lot of liquidity right now. It's consolidating. This high and a breaking that low. This low, bro. This high, bro. That low. So this is actually another zone. So you got this, and then we'll go there. Let me just go there. Now I can see something like this happening, but it's not like, oh, you gotta pay attention to the EMA. And also that could be enough. The fact that you had this breaker structure in there, but I wouldn't take that. Let's keep going. And look at it, it was enough. So it broke structure going down. So that would actually be another zone, but it's too many zones. Um, we're gonna see what happens. If I see an entry, I'm just gonna let it ready go down to that 50. Now this is where you can basically trade back and forth. Um, you got an entry here, entry there. Like now they hit this 50%. So now they done hit this 50, kind of got a trade going down, but you don't have that EMA confluence. So we don't take the trade. Being disciplined hurts at times. So if we would have took that trade, we would have been in the red right now. Um, so for most, this zone would be invalid because it came to the 50 when, well, I ain't even gonna say that because it didn't break. But nah, it got to break all the way up. It got liquidity right here though, so it end up getting there at some point. It broke this. That ain't really nothing. All right. So we went deeper into it. Now we're below. We're below the EMA. Um, I don't like it. Let's keep going. So let's see. That's pretty much our last high, and this is the low for in this snapshot. So this is price with trend in between these two. Um, that's pretty much the last brace of structure. Just keep going. So like right here, this right, this is a desperation. I wouldn't mind taking this. This is a very stupid trade because it's not a lot of detail, but you have, so this is like a bearish movement. You got a high, low, you got a lower high, lower low. Then you got this took there, but it's still lower than that. So you still got lower high, lower low. So we going here. This could work, but it's rejected here. So I pretty much rejected this zone because you had that low. I mean this high to take out this low right here. So it ended up taking that. So that was your high, low. Um, so that's actually a valid zone, and it reacted to it. So if you don't get the picture by now, the idea is to understand zones, understand how parts react to zones, and this is how you create your entries and your targets. Um, I feel a little bit better about attempting. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna take a trade right here. This is like no man's land. It doesn't make sense, but I would like to take this going down, but I don't feel confident enough in it. But we're gonna press play, see what it does, and look what it did. It went down. It went down into the next zone, and what it do? It reacted. Now let's see what happens. It got it. Look at it. So now you pretty much trading zone to zone. But we're gonna press play. We're gonna continue. I'm about to get ready to wrap this up. All right, so we went into that 50, ran, been back to that 50. Now it's like, what's the next zone? That low took care of. What is that? Let me just press play. Using the EMA as a confluence. Yeah, so let me try to put it like this in just in simplest terms. There was several trades that we could have taken. We could have won a little bit more, but we damn sure would have lost. But we won all of them. I actually see another one right here. Let's see. No, not really. I think we good. I just want to see if price gonna continue to interact with these zones. I think it's done with them though. All right. So you have a breaker structure. That's not legit because it did. This really didn't do no damage. This is the last. So this right here, that's like you break it. It's kind of like a bullish trend continues. Um, man, I like for price to keep going up, honestly, but I mean, that high came took care of all of that, but he stopped there. So personally, what I would be looking at is price to potentially go into this area, way into that area, and probably go back down. Um, or it could break, but I think price would at least go in that direction. Let's see. Okay. So it did not immediately go, and it broke the zone going down, but it did tap into this zone. But like I say, this zone isn't strong because I guess it depends on what it has to break this. So EMA is now below. If we get a break above the EMA, I would look for an entry. All right, so it's playing around with the EMA. I need a break up. All right. Shit took no. Ooh, Trump must have said something right here. That's nasty. So it took out that entry, and if we're look where it backed to. So we're just gonna draw a line, and we're gonna see did it get back into another zone. All right, and look perfectly right. Went right to the 50% of the zone. And this is the zone that we wanted earlier. So this lets you know that even though price took off, it still came back to respect this 50%. 50% is that guy. 50% is that guy. Man, that's nasty word right there, boy. Hey, man, I love when a good plan come together now. Hey, looking real good, ain't it? All right, so that's not saying that it's going to continue up, but they're saying that price respects zones when they're correct. Bottom line. Let's press play and see what happens. Understand we still underneath the EMA, so there's no bullish entry. So it looks like it's not as strong as we would like, but strong enough. But let's see what it does. It has made it back to the EMA. That's a nice little ride right there. That's some money made right there for whoever took it. Couldn't do it. But yeah, I think that's basically sums up I guess the strategy. We're looking for supply and demand zones, and we're looking for the EMA for confluence. We can use other confluences, but that's the one too. And truthfully, if I use any more confluence, it probably be less trades. But that's my bottom line right there. There are definitely other setups that I like to take. I like taking SPS. I like to take sometimes chart pattern, depending on what it is, the situation. Oh shit. Okay. It's too late. Came back. Listen now. Came back to that 50. I just see. Now it's done with it. All right. I think so. That would have been. Nah, that probably been an L for sure. But yeah, man. That's it, bro. I'm finna check out. That is it. Y'all was able to kind of see how the strategy play out. Yes, it's on 15 minute. That means that you're not taking a lot of trades, but you could definitely get these setups also on a 1 minute and 5 minute if you just want to like day trade. But man, I think that was like 5 trades that we won. Um, yeah, man. I ain't gonna ramble no more, man. That's it. That's all, man. Y'all enjoy y'all day, man. Y'all keep God first. Peace.